Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. It's time for a game day episode of Boy Green Daily. Everything is on the table. New York Jets, Arizona Cardinals, game day preview, Wudi 3, Wudiology, all right now on Boy Green Daily.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
To help me along with the game day episode, we always have my partner in crime. He is known as, just like Ohio State, the Ohio State, the James Wudi. And we bring him on the show right now for a game day episode for some Wudiology and to get a lot smarter. Wudi, welcome to the show, bro.
Let's go. Game day. Game day. New York Jets football is happening today. Today. All right. Not tonight. All right. But today. Today, 4:25 Eastern. I'm ready to go. Welcome. Or not welcome, but greetings to the people in the chat. This is a face you haven't seen in a little bit, but you've seen it now, and I'm excited to talk football with y'all.
Well, before we get started, a couple of beautiful shout-outs. Shout out to MFC mother_effing_chew. Quite frankly, very nice with the YouTube super chat. Excuse me, congrats BG family on the new edition. Yeah, it's been a wild ride. There's just no other way to put it of what today's been. Every time we get a YouTube super chat, we hear from my daughter Zariah Luna.
Wow.
W. And things are crazy. Obviously, you can see my camera angle here and things. So, we're in different. We got to call an audible at the line of scrimmage. It's with the New York Jets. You're going to have to do a few tabs. Oh, boy, we call the play. Can, woof, 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 woof. Okay, we're going to get a little bit of that action today, and that's okay. No problems. There's nothing wrong with that. But I appreciate MFC for the super chat. That means a lot. It helps the family. It helps support the show. So God bless. Thank you. And he didn't stop there. MFC said, let me gift a membership. Let me dip my toe into the beautiful waters. And I say, sure.
Number one.
See if I I just played number one. That's awkward. Okay. There we go. Second time's the charm. We'll get into another reason, maybe a different number's the charm, but maybe we'll do that at a different point. But let's, read out our new member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, which again, another shout out to MFC for making that happen. And that new member is, as we're getting started here on the show, Wait. Oh, just doing some scrolling here. Okay. It's not coming up, so I'm so sorry, whoever that new member is, but welcome to the party. There you go. I'm sorry with my technical difficulties happening here. That's not clear. But what is clear? Because clarity is key. We are now 28 members away from Phil getting his emoji, which is the most important piece. So thank you, MFC, for that. We really appreciate you. God bless. But I think I can speak for all of us that we are ready for some Wudiology here, folks. And Wudi, no one brings it better than you. And I think we've all missed you. I think we can all say that. Boy Green meets Wudi, baby. It's hopefully... we get that back going very soon again. We're dealing with a variety of things here at the Esden household, so we'll try to get back to that as soon as possible because, quite frankly, like I said, we all love it. So with that being said, Paul is frozen. Yeah, I know that happens every once in a while, so my apologies if that is coming through in that way. So it is the dial-up days. We're dealing with some weird other action here. But here we are, the Wudi drill. It's time to get to it, Wudi. It's time for you to bless us with some Wudiology and get together. So without further ado, let's get this party started. Let's start going through some Wudi 3.
Yeah, absolutely. May have froze up a little bit. Let it go, let it go. But we heard your audio the whole time. Though
Oh,
audio
great.
was fantastic. So that's why we let you go. Oh, look at that, me easy at the same time with the Elsa Frozen reference. But yeah, there are a couple things I'm looking at, especially after the that riveting performance on Halloween.
Yes.
Right after trick or treating, kids had a great time with the candy. Then parents had a great time watching the New York Jets. Um, so here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right, what we're looking at in this Jets Cardinals game, red all over. Okay, this is Hassan Reddick. Wasn't expecting to talk about him this early into his Jets run. Once I knew that it was starting right in week 8, I didn't know. Right, the question was, is he going to be in game shape? What kind of mentals, right, will he have? But turns out this dude is a veteran, right? This dude has been, working out right this whole time, even if it wasn't in the Jets facility, and now the Jets have shot up from 8th in the NFL in sacks, which is actually way higher than I was expecting when I looked at the stat, to second in the league right now, going into this game, second in the league in sacks. Huge jump since Reddick has played. And you may look at Reddick's individual numbers and say, Wudi, what has he done? What are you talking about? Why are you highlighting this man? But it is the attention that he gets, whether it's the name on his jersey or the activity that he's creating in the backfield. More eyes, more attention is going to Reddick, and the people around him are eating. That is exactly, for those who've been saying, oh, Quinnen, I know there's been a lot of criticism going toward a lot of our, big name guys, right? Sauce has gotten it. Garrett got it the first like 5 weeks, right? People again at Quinnen, right, was also a victim of this hate. But what defensive tackles need are those guys on the edge. We talk about everyone's hyping up, sexy Dexter Lawrence. Well, guess what? Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau might be the best edge combination, and he is the beneficiary. Hassan Reddick being out there, he is now the guy that is helping Quinnen be that beneficiary. He had 2 sacks in the first 7 games without Reddick, but now since Reddick has been here, we've been seeing the Quinnen dance, right? We've been seeing it over and over. He has 3 in just 2 games with Reddick. Reddick has been creating pressure, and everybody's been eating. So I want to see Red all over again. Maybe he can finish a play one time, but even so, he's creating plays for his teammates.
Woody, I love that you highlight this because I don't think a lot of people connect these dots. They seem like fair dots to connect, obviously, for obvious reasons. But, a lot of people just go, Hassan Reddick, half a sack. What's going on here? They don't give the proper love, but he is creating his own opportunities. And Bart Scott, I heard him on the Jets, their own game day broadcast, media stuff. He believes this is a Hassan Reddick breakout. Hassan Reddick going back to Arizona, where he was first drafted, where they misused him for most of his, tenure until at the end being able to figure it out. I think to me, it's great that you're highlighting that because I friggin' love, Hassan Reddick, and maybe we'll get a warm reception. That's what our Cardinals insider suggested, that he'll get a fair reception. It ain't his fault they used him wrong. You know what I mean? So, Hassan Reddick. Hopefully, we start to see him break out, which is something Bart Scott seemed to highlight would happen.
Yeah, I am absolutely looking forward to it, seeing what he can do. As in the offseason, I felt like he was a big cog in this machine. Haven't had him, had to make do. Will McDonald has definitely stepped up big time. But now that, Hassan is here, we have seen the immediate fruit of the labor. And yeah, hopefully today, the Cardinals offensive line isn't spectacular, but it also isn't, it's not booty. It's not booty, right? Paris Johnson Jr., left tackle over there. He's a pretty solid tackle. And I would imagine that's probably who Hassan will be matching up with, which should be barbecue chicken for Will. Or if they switch that, with the Jets defensive scheme, they're always moving guys around, giving people different looks. So we know, we can say pretty confidently that pressure will be created in that backfield. Just a matter of getting home, because they got a little I don't even know what to call it, a little pipsqueak back there that can move like nobody's business. So Kyler Murray, he's not the easiest guy to sack.
No, that's for sure. And I'll be honest, this week having the birth of my son, I know a little something about fruits and labors. So, that's something I can certainly connect the dots with. I see we're having technical difficulties with the presentation, but we can continue to go here, Wudi, because this next point feels pretty good. This guy wears jersey number 6, and he's the number 6 leading rusher in the National Football League, James Conner. Some hole punchers happen to hear that little tool you used to use in school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, and yes, Connor is definitely one of the biggest hole punchers, but that team is full of them, right? And I know I've seen comments, I've seen social media posts. That's what everybody keeps saying is, stop the run, we win the game. I don't think this game is that simple. I truly don't think you can simplify it as to there's one key to a game. But that is definitely a huge, huge factor is the Cardinals run game. They are 7th in the league as a team. Boy Green pointed out James Conner is the 6th most prolific running back, right? So he's 6th for running back rushing yards per game, and Kyler's 3rd among QBs. So it's not just Conner, right? Kyler is out there running. Right? I actually believe. Let me actually just check something real quick. Kyler Murray might actually have more rushing yards than Breece Hall. I'm not even making that up. Let me check some. Oh no, I lied. I did lie.
Okay. I was that'd be not
yeah, that would be it. All right, so that's not true. But for it to even be something that even sounds like it could be, that's where I get nervous. So Kyler, he definitely can get loose. He can break some free. And then they also have Trey Benson. Their 3rd string running back last week just broke out for a 65-yard TD. We've been worried about the tackling in the Jets secondary, right? Like this is literally one of those where a team's strength is going face to face with the Jets' biggest weakness. And that's a scary thought. Who feels confident if that 3rd string running back breaks out again? Who feels confident in Sauce's ability to get that running back down? Hopefully, I know Ulbrich was saying, I'm looking at how we can tackle James Conner. Bro, what are you talking about? All right, okay, all right, let's do that. If I was the Cardinals, I would just troll them. I wouldn't even play James Conner the first I would just play the other 2 running back. All right, how you gonna tackle these fools? Because everybody is producing in that offense on the ground. So I just thought that was a weird quote from Ulbrich. But we gotta stop that run.
Yeah, Jeff Ulbrich, for those who missed it at the presser this week, he said, we did something rare. We did an entire tackling seminar on James Conner on how to tackle him because he's a unique guy, is how Jeff Ulbrich is saying it. He's a unique guy. By the way, some other numbers. James Conner is 3rd in the league in rushing yards after contact. The only 2 running backs he's behind are Derrick Henry and Josh Jacobs. That's a pretty elite company for that department. He has the most broken tackles in the National Football League. He has 18 broken tackles this season, so he rarely goes down on first contact. So there's just some additional added detail for this James Conner guy, who is, as my father was saying yesterday, James Conner, the Terminator. Yeah, we remember John Conner. This is his long-lost brother, James Conner, bringing what he brings to the table. So, stylistically, the Cardinals are very Jekyll and Hyde, and we're going to get through the final Wudi point here in a second. But they've they've blown out opponents, they've gotten blown out. So this is a very interesting team, but stylistically, oof. They like to run the football, and even they just like to run it. And even if you stop it, they want to continue to run it. They have all those different guys. So I'm a little worried and sneaky on the injury report. I wrote about this, but sneaky on the injury report is Solomon Thomas is a late scratch. He was announced out for this game. And obviously, Likey Fotu was placed on IR. Again, he's trying to break the record for most times placed on IR in a single season, apparently. So, the interior defensive line depth, not named Quentin Williams, wasn't great already. And now you're losing your guys and you're going deeper and deeper into the pool. Little questionable. We'll keep an eye on that and see what happens. But, Wudi, I always thought that if this Jet show kind of thing doesn't work out for you, I think there's another job that you should pursue. There's another job you should pursue, and I think it's game show host. I think you have the right temperament. I think you got the right energy. You obviously have the hair for it. And when you're hosting a show, I'm your contestant. You bring me on. You're like, all right, Paul, you've got 3 choices. I'm like, I love choices. I love multiple choice. I feel like I'm on The Price is Right. You're like, you can choose door number 1, door number 2, or number 3. It's almost like Shrek when Lord Farquaad is choosing, girl number 1, girl number 2, or girl number 3. And he's like, ooh. And then the people in the background, ooh, girl 1, go for 2. Well, why don't you tell us who's behind door number 3? Because I think Jet fans really want to know.
Well, that is maybe the most exciting part of this Wudi 3 for me personally is that I want to know who's behind door number 3. I know when Mike Williams were like, okay, good, he's leaving for nothing, so now we secure something instead of him just walking for free. But others were like, hey, I think he could still help this year, if we have a quest to end this playoff drought, which, should still be the goal, then, he could still help out right now. And with Allen Lazard, our glorious touchdown leader, still after all these missed games, he is still our leader in touchdowns. Allen Lazard, with him out on IR, people have been nervous about the prospect of who is going to be that third receiver. Will it be the Yak King, Malachi Corley, right? I saw Snowball in the comments talking about, bring the Yak King, Malachi Corley. Is it Xavier Gibson? That's who's kind of been doing it, right? That's the guy who's been in the slot. Will it be Irv Charles, which would kind of be super random to me, but Ulbrich, hyping him up, saying that he's worth something, So I would love to see that. Obviously, if I'm choosing, and I'm not in the building, so I shouldn't choose, right? But if I, if someone randomly called me out, Wudi, you choose the wide receiver 3. I mean, I'm gonna go with Corley. Obviously, he was drafted in the 3rd round of this season. I mean, we've seen receivers drafted later make a bigger impact in their rookie year. And he was supposed to be the steal, right? He was drafted that. At that point, it was supposed to be a steal. This is a 1st round, 2nd round talent, or really 1st round talent that was drafted late. And he's gotten no love. They finally run the play for him. He literally runs it for, what should have been a touchdown. I know he dropped the ball early, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Like that. I don't expect that to happen again, right? That's not something we saw in college. It's just one little brain fart. Just farts happen. I already farted twice on this show. All right, wow. Brain fart happened, and okay, cool. I don't think we should hold it against him. I don't think he, is a criminal. All right, I think he's a very talented football player. I say, let him be the guy. To get the run some more plays for him. He clearly, that was a 14-yard scamper where he didn't even get touched. So I would say Malachi Corley, but we don't know, and that's what I'm very excited to see because it's such a mystery that I'm definitely excited to see who is behind door number 3, who's a wide receiver 3 for the Jets until our glorious king, touchdown king Allen Lazard comes back to the fold.
Well, hopefully he does return. The Jets have been very ominous about Lazard's status and this mystery chest injury, and how Jeff Ulbrich used the word funky, which I did not have on the bingo card for describing an injury. Funky time, funky for the Alan Lazard injury. So hopefully he does return sooner rather than later. To your point, he's a guy that I can't say we, because you didn't, but I overlooked the impact of his placement in the rotation. But Joe Douglas said they would not have, obviously, someone who's not behind door number 3 is Mike Williams. That's because they traded Mike Williams. So door number 3 is open. But Joe Douglas said we wouldn't have traded Mike Williams if we didn't believe in the guys in the room. Now, on one hand, you could say that's coach GM speak. But on the other hand, you could say, okay, so who's the guy? Aaron Rodgers talking up Irv Charles, saying he's got to be good. Here's the thing on the Irv Charles thing. I love stories, right, where you're like, we're just talking about Shrek, this underdog story where someone pops up you didn't expect, right? Irv Charles would certainly be that. But I don't like Ulbrich saying this week on Irv Charles, yeah, man, as he continues to learn that wide receiver position, yeah, he's going to make an impact. Learn the position. We're in week 10, man. Class was over some time ago. So, when I'm hearing learning about positions and so many weeks ago, that has me, I see. Okay, so let's put that option on the side for a second. And then Xavier Gibson feels like the same thing as Malachi Corley, just a janky version of it. Like, Xavier Gibson is an undrafted free agent. He's a small guy that is gadgety in nature. If that's the direction you're going to go, why not dip your toe back into the Malachi Corley waters? You mentioned the fart nature of Corley's mistake and error and flaw and whatnot. Like, he's not getting cut from that. He's a rookie on a rookie deal, so he's going to get more opportunities. And now with Mike Williams being traded, I have no doubts that he will be getting those opportunities. I didn't really like, again, I had a whole rant about it a few days ago on Boy Green Deal. I didn't love how he handled that presser, his first media availability talking about that fumble. That was, to me, not ideal. But you know what? It doesn't matter. They're gonna give Corley his chances. By the way, I just want to throw this comment up here. Let me see if I can. Where's my mouse? Okay, here we go. We have Taylor Sterling here, who says he's a Corley truther, and he thinks it was a touchdown. He wants to see the pylon game. He thinks it's some conspiracy theory that he actually did score, but the NFL refused to release the footage that included Corley getting across the goal line. As much as I would love to believe that, Taylor, it seems like every angle we've seen clearly shows that the ball was fumbled beforehand. But the good news is the Jets won the game. That's the good news. They ended up winning the game anyway, but there will be an important door number 3. Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson are both great, but somebody else has to step up. And my gut also, Wudi, they have not given me a call yet, but I should set the phone to vibrate. But they have not given me a call yet. But my gut is also Corley is the guy. But it's interesting because, no one fits the bill of Mike Williams. Exactly what, I thought he was talking about something else. But no, Mike Williams is a big-ass dude. He's 6'5", and we talked about the 50-50, 80-20 ball scenarios. Corley ain't that. So you're wide receiver door number 3, right? If I put in my dating profile, I like tall, dark, and handsome. Okay, Mike Williams seems to check off the bucket list. If I'm looking for short, stumpy, and likes to fumble the football before the goal line, then Corley is a match. I think it's. I'm not sure if from the swiping left or right. I've been kind of out of that game for a while. I'm happily engaged, but from that perspective, it seems like we might have to change our tastes to fulfill the desires of door number 3.
Well, hold on. Let me defend Malachi Corley, man.
Oh,
you guys are so it's the same energy that blasted Garrett for simply just playing football, in the first 5 weeks. Now you guys want to call Garrett a superstar, right? He was he's a mid wide receiver too. Now he made one catch. Now he's a superstar. Stop with this. These players they're for the most part. The ones that we're talking about are all talented. They were drafted. They were brought here for a reason. Malachi Corley, I want to specifically talk about because I did see the rant on Boy Green Daily. All right, they interviewed this man, days after it happened. What do you want him to do? You want him to be slitting his wrists, talking about, oh my God, can't believe, oh my God, he already did that. All right, it's been there, done that. Rear view mirror. Move on. Say that again.
That's what I'm saying. So here's what I don't get. So like, was it days later? Yes, but that's not. That's not. I don't. I shouldn't categorize myself as media. I'm not in the locker room every day, but like, but we, the media, have not gotten a chance to talk to him. This is his first chance to talk. I would have almost started to clear the air. I would have started our mini presser in the locker room with a quick, hey, I just want to say about that play because it's my first chance talking to you guys. I totally blew it. It's all on me. I shouldn't have done it. It's never going to happen again. But I want to let you guys know that it's 1,000% on me. I messed up and showed some level of accountability. But like people criticized him, and I didn't criticize him for this, but I've heard other people did. Apparently, immediately after the fumble on the sideline, he was goofing around, smiling, laughing. A lot of people that apparently pissed people off. That's not even where I'm going. But a week later, in your first media opportunity, I think goofing around and smiling, there's moments for that. It didn't seem like it, like saying, I've scored 200 plus touchdowns in my career and I've never fumbled. It's like, what a dick. What a dick. That's immediately, I'm like, like, wow, this guy is like, he's not reading the room, so to speak, when you say something like that. Other people, I've seen Taylor Sterling, he's been a big supporter of Corley. He says he loves the confidence. He's like, hey, man, that's not going to affect me. I'm going to score a million touchdowns for the Jets. You know what I mean? But to
They,
me, it just lacked contrition.
they say that all the greats have a short memory. It's not even like he forgot it. He said, "Oh, this is a learning experience for me." It's just I really think it's a demeanor thing that he
Maybe.
didn't seem down. He was upbeat. It was upbeat. And I think he should be upbeat because now he's in the rotation. This boy has been begging to play the whole time, and now he finally is in the mix. We're talking about him right now as somebody who can get big snap numbers today. And the last thing you want is for his confidence to be down because of that play, right? Like that was a gift. That's a learning experience. All right, not gonna let that happen again. Boom, boom. And I think for him to rationalize by saying, "Oh yeah, I scored 200 touchdowns," that's nice for him to know. Like, okay, we got this. Like that was a fart. Like that's what I'm trying to say. So I think it for you guys to kind of pin that on him, and just, like the Darnold ghost things, right? We still get ghost emojis. It's been 5 years. We still get ghost emojis. We're talking about Sam Darnold. For you guys to do that to Malachi Corley, I think is a little unfair.
The only thing I will say, the one thing that really got me when Corley was talking about everything, they said, so, walk us through the play, basically, like walk us through like what happened. And he's like, man, I thought I crossed the end zone. I was doing the jet celebration. The fans were going crazy. It was so exciting, man. What a fun experience. And I'm like, but, you know, you didn't you didn't score the touchdown. So doesn't that kind of like nullify everything else? Like anywho, it's a bunch of hoopla. It doesn't matter anymore. Like I said, here's the thing: no matter how I feel about how he handled the press conference, the press conference is the press conference. It's what will really tell the story for this young man in his career is how he responds in an actual game. And again, regardless how people think, he's going to get opportunities. I would imagine he's going to get opportunities in this Cardinals game. I'm sure they want to use that jet sweep again or either fake it to lead into something else or God knows what. So this kid's going to get chances. I'm rooting for the kid. He seems like a good kid. I loved all the draft stories about, Western Kentucky and him and his brother lighting each other up on a dirt field in the middle of Nowhereville, of how they got tough and all that other stuff. So, you know what? We are at the end of the day, as me and Wudi argue about all kinds of things on this show, we both have the common goal of we want the Jets to win and win Super Bowls and do all this stuff. And we have a lot of fun banter back and forth about the process and how it goes. So, I'm looking forward. Phil says Corley did look good on the field just before that boneheaded play. Yeah, I mean, it it's like
I mean, that was like the one play like that he had. Yeah, but yes.
hey man, before he fumbled, he looked like the greatest thing since sliced bread. I couldn't agree more, Phil. He looked great. Like everyone looked great until that one thing happened. But again, the fact of the matter is this kid's going to get chances. I'm rooting for him, and obviously the Jets believe in him. no offense to Irv Charles, special teams king, learning the wide receiver position. No offense to Xavier Gibson, who was Inspector Gadget for Halloween. Beep, boop, bop, goo, goo, gaga. Okay, Malachi Corley is going to be door number 3. And if he isn't door number 3, that's a big indictment of them trading up the draft. If they don't use him now, when the hell are they going to use him? So this feels like the perfect opportunity to unlock him. And again, if he scores 2 touchdowns today, fumble what? Like all of a sudden is all in the past. If he doesn't do anything, it's just going to grow louder. But this young man is having, as you mentioned, that short-term memory loss and saying, "Hey man, let's just keep rocking, party rocking." And I don't know if that song still vibes, but I hear it every once in a while. You get a little, some of that action going on. So, anywho, yeah, Woody, it's prediction time, brother. Unless you have anything else you'd like to get off your chest first.
Yeah. There's one more thing.
Yeah.
If there was a Woody 4,
Oh.
definitely would be looking. I mean, this,
Is
maybe
this an
even
and
somebody thought that this was a snub, right? That I didn't mention this. Spencer Schrader is the kicker for the New York Jets. The 10th kicker of the Joe Douglas era. That's crazy. I didn't even realize that. I knew that, kicker's been an issue for a long time. Thought we solved it with Greg Zuerlein. But I didn't realize, specifically in the Douglas era, we went through so many. That's crazy. But, so he's number 10. I know I kind of, we kind of went back and forth the first time when they signed Schrader and Riley Patterson. Riley had NFL experience, Schrader did not. So automatically, the nod goes to Riley, which I understand. But just because somebody's never done something doesn't mean that they can't do it, right? I'm a big proponent of that. But, week 10 must win. I'm not sure if that's when we want to be experimenting with new people. This is one where I guess I have to, trust Brent Boyer, who definitely his reputation took a massive hit this season. But if we're going back to his resume of all the things he has accomplished as a special teams coach, then I guess trusting his eye for this hopefully works out.
All right, let's go through it just for shits and giggles. Spencer Schrader is the 10th different kicker in the Joe Douglas era. Here are the other 10 in order. Sam Ficken. Yes, I remember Sam Ficken. Sure. Kari Vedvik, who the Vikings traded and then they cut, and then the Jets said, "Oh, he's good enough for us." And that was the Jets-Bills season opener where we had a 16-0 lead. Oh, this is great. And then the Bills scored 17 unanswered to beat us. Thanks, Kari Vedvik, who missed a field goal and an extra point in that game. Sergio Castillo. Yes, good times. Chase McLaughlin, who I'm pretty sure, if memory serves correct, was the guy in the preseason game who had a bad preseason game and retired the next day. He just quit. He was like, "Nah, I'm good." And then the Jets had to go in a different kicker direction. Matt Amendola, Eddie Pinheiro, Alex Kessman, Greg Zuerlein, of course, and Riley Patterson. Apparently, Riley Patterson obviously did not attempt a field goal in the last game, but he kicked all 3 extra points, and one doinked in, and we kind of said, "Oh, there you go. All the demons and ghosts have been conquered with that kind of weird doink in." And apparently what they didn't like about Patterson is none of his kicks were a touchback, so he didn't have a strong enough leg for them. So that's why they were looking for a strong leg. So they have Anders Carlson, the former 49er, who's kicked a 55-yard field goal this season. Like that to me, okay, let's use that guy. There's some chutzpah there. Spencer Schrader was the kicker for the Colts in week 1, hit 3 extra points, but didn't attempt a field goal. So, you just said, Woody, just because someone hasn't done something before doesn't mean they can't. You know what? Some people said that about you, Woody. Before you started doing the show, they're like, "Wow, look at this guy. Look at all this inexperience. Not sure what he's going to do." And you get in the limelight, and then it all worked out. So we need Spencer Schrader to be our next James Woody. Is basically my whole story. Is we need this guy. All he needed was an op. All he needed was an op, and then he became a superstar and a home run king. Some people like Yak King, other people like home run king. You could call whatever king you want. Just put the crown on him for James Woody. So we need Spencer Schrader to be our next James Wudi. That's basically the gist of the story. So we'll see if he's the guy. That sounds like he's going to have a quick pull. If he's no bueno this week, they're going to switch back. By the way, this is a temporary elevation in case you guys didn't see it. So he's elevated from the practice squad. The Jets don't have a kicker on their 53-man roster. They only have 2 kickers on the practice squad, and they can choose to use this elevation game where they get elevated for the game and then they come back down, revert back to the practice squad. So Schrader sucks. It sounds like Anders Carlson will be the 11th kicker of the Joe Douglas era.
Well, we definitely hope that works out, right, with Schrader. I mean, hopefully they got they're working on packages for fourth down, right? If we're in their territory, we gotta go for it. Fourth and short, maybe even 4th and 5, right? Like if we on like they were like 20-yard line, like I would still, think about going for it. And that's what I was thinking about when Greg Zuerlein was out there. When those last couple of games of Zuerlein, I'm like, yo, why do we keep giving him opportunities to just doink it or like completely miss? I feel like you got to go for it on 4th down to completely avoid those situations. So yeah, with Spencer Schrader, you want to protect that small leg. Fourth and 4, like as long as it's not like obviously like 4th and 15. Even though 3rd and 19 is where we got that Garrett catch. I mean, I would say 4th and anything, 6 and under, your boy's going for it if we've crossed that 50-yard line.
Which, by the way, could change the game dramatically. Aaron Rodgers is, in this offense, giving them another whack at the pinata. And for the most part, I've really liked the Todd Downing change, to be honest with you. I won't cry about the Hackett era. I'm not going to visit that grave site with flowers. I might piss on that grave, to be blunt. So I've really enjoyed the Todd Downing era. So, to be honest, this team, you mentioned it, Wudi, it is really do or die. Could you lose one more game potentially and get in with 10 wins? Yeah, I think you could. But, you don't want to use up that last will card right now and then be forced to win every game throughout the rest of the season. That seems unlikely. So you want to keep stacking these wins. But, in a do or die game, we're doing a little do or die with 4 downs. That's not the worst thing in the world for me. So what's your prediction?
I can't lie. I am way less impressed from this Halloween win than the rest of the fan base. I know, that's a spark we needed, beating a team that lost their 2 receivers. They didn't even bring their 2 receivers, right? Because they injured, and then they had their elite pass rusher, Will Anderson Jr., go down. I mean, this team ravaged by injuries, and we, the Jets beat them. I feel like it's a lot like last year's Texans game. 5-game losing streak. Beat the Texans pretty, soundly. Oh my God! You see the game Zach Wilson had? Oh, let's start him the next game. Let's see what's going on. And then Zach, back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. So I think that's where we're at. We're about to lose ourselves. So give me 24-21 Arizona Cardinals.
Wudi. Come on, man. Come on, Wudi. How can you not believe in what you saw on Thursday Night Football, Halloween? There was a spark created.
If Marvin Harrison Jr., Kyler Murray, and every receiver they had was hurt, of course, yeah, they have a chance. But no, this team, the Cardinals are pretty healthy right now. So I don't know. It's been a long time since the Jets beat a healthy team.
Well, everyone appreciated that Eminem reference, so thank you, Wudi. But you're poorly misplaced. I'm so sorry. The Jets are not losing this game. Come on, Wudi. Let's get with the program here. It's very obvious that this Jets team is getting the RELAX. They're hopping in the momentum train, toot toot, the love train, and there was a seat for you, but you didn't hop on. So okay, we're chugging along without you. And we're going to keep on rolling, if you know what I mean. So this New York Jets team, while again the James Conner Demicardo, Trey Benson, Kyler Murray. It's all freaky deaky. It's all some scary stuff happening there from a run perspective. But the Cardinals aren't 8-0. They're not 9-0. This is a team that's been beat. And if I was in that locker room, I would put up their record and I'd put up their games and I would inspire my Rocky speech. He's just a man, Rocky. He's just a man. He's, he bleeds. He's a man, just like all of us. The Cardinals have been blown out this season. They've blown people out. They've won close games. They've lost close games. It's been all kinds of crazy-ass stuff. If you look at the Cardinals schedule, it's bizarre, the things that they've gone through this season. I like this Jets defense. The Cardinals defense has really been bad this year, but against the Bears, they're really good. They unlocked all kinds of blitzing. They did that against one of, obviously, the youngest quarterbacks in football, in Caleb Williams. What do they do with old man Rodgers? I'll be fascinated to see if they employ the same strategy. Are they going to blitz and come after him? Are they going to kind of try to sit back and play coverage and try to get after him with the front four? The Jets' offensive line is back. We talked about that on the show yesterday. The starting five were all expected back. AVT with the ankle is questionable, and Morgan Moses is questionable with the knee, but both are expected to play. John Simpson, who left the last game with a groin injury, did not have any injury designation for the game, so the starting five should be back, which is great. AVT and John Simpson are inside the top 9 in pass block grade this season, so they've been terrific from that perspective, which is going to keep old man Rodgers up, which is great. I have the Jets winning this game. I agree. I think it's going to be close. I don't think the Jets I think my days of predicting blowout wins for the Jets have come to a painful end. I think instead we will get close victories, and victories are victories. You don't get style points in there. So give me the New York Jets winning this contest 30-26 over the Arizona Cardinals.
You always got a funky number in there,
What do you mean funky?
19, like just like
what's wrong
8,
with that?
How are they getting to 26?
Okay, so let's break it down, because Wudi, you're always curious about my process, and I can understand greatness wants to be studied. Why wouldn't it want to be? So let's put 26 on the board. Okay, so touchdown. That takes a touchdown extra point. That takes them to 19 points. All right. You get a field goal in there. Hey, Spencer Schrader, you're getting your first field goal, buddy. Let's put that on the board for you.
This is Arizona. This is Arizona's, right? You said 30-26, right? So
yeah.
Arizona is 26.
Oh, yes. I'm breaking down my 30-26. Sorry, I did that in the wrong order there. Excuse me. So you want to know how the Jets get to their 30, or how both teams get to their scores?
No. Specifically, how a football team gets to 26 points. That's what we're looking at. So you said the Cardinals are getting 26. I need to know how.
Cut out there, Wudi. Go ahead. Sorry about that. So repeat that. You said you want to know who gets to which score?
Yeah, how a football team gets to 26. So you claim that the Cardinals are going to get to 26? Let's hear it.
Yeah, okay. So I believe that Kyler Murray throws it to Marvin Harrison Jr. for a touchdown. I need that for my fantasy team, so thank you very much. There's a touchdown extra pointer. So that takes us from 26 to 19. Okay, a nice little 7-pointer there. Okay, their kicker, they get a field goal. Okay, that takes them from 19 to 16. And then they score 2 touchdowns, go for 2 2-point conversions, and they get
twice.
Yes.
Bruh. Yeah. I feel like that tells us all we need to know about that prediction.
Variety in the diet is important, Wudi. Okay, all these people just say 27, 24, 28, 21, 3 tutties, 4 tutties. Like, it's just too simplistic. People just can't handle, my mind on the math. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, I think it's 24. I think it's 24-21. I think both teams should score 3 touchdowns. I don't know if the Jets are going to kick a field goal. Schrader or successfully score a field goal. So that's where I came up with that. But yeah, I mean, that's what I love. I love the Boy Green predictions is with these funky football numbers, random numbers that definitely will not take place. But I appreciate it. And let's see, I obviously hope to be proven wrong. Let's see.
This is another way: 2 touchdowns, 4 field goals. Boom, boom, boom. Do that math.
That is okay. You should have said that. Instead of hitting with going for 2 twice. successfully. Like, yeah, that was, yeah, I don't even know.
Hey, either way, you know what? There's a million ways to skin a cat, they say. So, skin your cat how you please. I don't judge. I don't discriminate on how we get there. Yeah. Anywho, Woody, do you have time for a few phone calls?
I do not, unfortunately.
Okay.
I definitely appreciate you guys though, and I hope next week I can be, because I love hearing back from everybody. Usually, the roast for my take, but yeah, I gotta handle some things and make sure that the eating situation for this game is on point. You know what I'm
What's on the
saying?
menu?
We got different types of meats. Call us Arby's. We're not disgusting, but we do have the meats. You know what I'm talking about? So we got some brisket. We got some ribs. I gotta tend to the chicken right now. We got to make sure that everything is good. The Lord has blessed us with a later day, right? Sunday, so I have a little bit more time to get it popping. But
Well, yeah, I
yeah,
will say this. Whoa, Mamacita, before we
yes,
go, FL Phil 98, good Lord have mercy. This is a absolutely monster super chat coming in here from our guy, FL Phil 98. We need to make sure we play the proper sounds for this. This is needs a Woody jet chant. Oh yeah, that fires me up. So FL Phil 98 with a $20 super chat. Congratulations, BG, with the baby. By the way, I am PAE4. Wow. Okay. See? There's more of us out there. When I'm when we were at the hospital, they do the little sign things, and people not everyone in the hospital knew that he was PE3. They just knew he was Paul. So when I get to drop that info of he was PE3, they're like, "Oh, third. Wow." So we get a lot of those kind of reactions, baby. So also every time we get a super chat, we got to hear from my daughter Soraya Luna.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a new one for my son because he's gonna see this go, whoa, what the hell? I'm like, I don't get I don't get diddly here. So when he's old enough, I guess I got to put him up to the mic and hope he says something appropriate. I guess that's basically, that's basically the gist there. Thank you so much, FL Phil 98. That is absolutely massive. And I'll just say this, actually, because of this situation where I'm at, I can't even open up the phone lines, unfortunately. So phone lines cannot be open. So I guess me and Woody are both not taking calls today. So apologies, everybody. Again, I'm working through some stuff here. That's why I'm in this weird place and huddled over like I'm in the huddle, trying to give you a play call and audible where you see my face right on top of the camera. So I apologize, but thank you everyone for plowing through with us. Appreciate you, Woody. As always, I love doing these shows, and like I said, hopefully we'll get back to Boy Green Meets Woody soon and these game day episodes. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll do this again soon. Woody, thanks, brother.
absolutely. Great to be back. With the squad and everything. And let's go Jets, man. I am hoping these people prove me wrong. I'm hoping Malachi Corley, scores a touchdown. I might put that in my parlay just for no reason. Put Malachi Corley touchdown in there. And let's go. Let's go. Jets. Jets.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Take